What's going on, everyone? This is Matsuki Clean Air, and today we're going to be changing the condenser um, in my Lexus GS. I don't have AC because the condenser is leaking, and I got it charged up last year, but it was a temporary solution because with a leaking condenser, you can't really do much. So it's now leaked out, and I'm getting ready for 2023 season to be able to drive the GS. So I'll show you guys how to change the condenser. All right, so I got a good condenser from Rock Auto. Here it is in all its glory. They're available. And after doing some research on how to change these, it's very simple. It basically goes in front of the radiator. It's got 4 bolts, and it has the connection to the coolant lines. So as you guys can see, here's the old condenser over here, and mine's leaking on the bottom there. But there's 1 bolt here. There's another bolt there. And then there's apparently 2 on top, so you got to remove this top piece. But to remove this top piece, it's a full assembly that has to be separated from this bracket over here. So once you remove all the plastic covers, the assemblies over here, and 2 bolts on the sides, it should be really easy, the wiring. So we're going to uncover this up. There's a clip over here. We're going to uncover this up because I believe there's a bolt underneath here. There's a shield, so that shield has to be removed as well, and we're going to remove it. So it's really as simple as removing the 4 bolts and removing the 2 connections over there and connecting the new one up. So let's see how we do it. Okay, so remove the plastic panels on top. Then that will remove the bumper. Removing the bumper is probably the first thing you should do. So remove the bumper, remove the plastic panels. That will uncover this piece, so you got to remove this. Now, how to remove these? Very simple. So once you've removed the bumper, you're going to see this plastic shield, and this plastic shield essentially covers the bolt that attaches this bracket and the 2 lower bolts for the actual condenser, as well as you guys can see, the 2 bolts that allow you to remove it from the AC supply lines. You can see the lower bolt, which is just literally hidden underneath here, or the retainer for the actual support door latch bracket. So it's beneficial for you got to remove the bumper. It's much easier if you do. Just uncovers this whole area, so you're able to get to this bolt. You can remove, I think I will remove it. It just seems like it's clips. There's a clip here. There's a clip there. There's 2 clips. Where is it? Over here. So when you remove that, this whole bottom piece will remove. So it'll just make it a lot easier to get to this bolt, and it'll make it a lot easier to get to the lower bolts. So it doesn't seem like it's super complicated. But definitely I find that I think it's going to be beneficial for us to, if you're working on this, to remove the bumper. So I remove the bumper. I'm going to remove this lower piece. That'll give me access to the bolts. Let's see if we can slide out the condenser coil. Yeah, exactly like I predicted it. It slides this tray down, off, exposes everything. There's the 2 clips that I showed you guys there on the top. And then there's the 2 bottom clips. And that's basically it. So let's put it aside, and that gives you access to the lower bolts, this lower bolt, and these, and pretty much you'll be able to separate or lift the top up and remove the coil. So I'm going to do that now. Okay guys, so I forgot there's also a bracket here that retains the hoses, so you got to kind of reach in there and remove that because that's attached to the condenser coil. So we've disconnected the lines. The lines are already disconnected here. Be careful when you do this. I didn't really have a lot of coolant come out or refrigerant come out, just because it's pretty much dead. There's no refrigerant in the system, so it was okay. But do follow your guidelines, environmental guidelines. You don't want to be polluting the environment. In our case, there's no refrigerant that was left, so it's really easy for me to separate. But you got to separate those two lines. As you guys can see, there's a little o-ring that these connectors are the one on the bottom, so it'd be a good idea to wipe it just gently when you're putting it into the actual new condenser, so you don't have any debris, so you have a nice seal. So I'm gonna chisel along. I can probably remove this bracket now. Yep, I can move it out of the way. I think one of the connectors is still attached, so you got to remove that, and we'll be able to separate everything. So let me do that now. Okay, so on top here, this harness, which is the harness that connects into your unit here over here, is connected through these top pieces. So you got to kind of pull these out and separate everything before you can remove this shield, because as you can see, as you're tagging on the shield, it's still retaining. So I guess there's a retainer harness there before I can remove this and fully get into the condenser and remove it. So we're gonna do that now. And they're just like little clips that you can kind of pinch together and remove, so not very hard to remove. Okay, so it appears we couldn't fully remove the harness because the harness is attached, and it's actually no point. If you take a towel and cover your headlight, not to scratch it obviously, you're able to sort of move it out of the way and get access to the condenser, which is what I did. The condenser is here. It's the original one that came with the car. It's a testament, 350,000 kilometers on the Lexus, a testament on the quality of the components. It's a Denso. Denso's not as good as it used to be before for Toyotas, but it's still held up. This radiator is a new radiator we changed about 2 years ago. They do have stainless steel aftermarket or aluminum aftermarket replacement piece from Megan Racing. But this one still works, so we'll see next time if the radiator starts leaking, because these do aftermarket ones don't last as long as the OEM ones. This is an aftermarket one, but when it starts leaking, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to definitely replace it, but it's fine for now. And then I guess what I'm going to do is when I'm going to replace it, I might as well mount the new heater coil or new condenser, I'm sorry, to it, and then I'll be able to do this again. But let's hope that this radiator is going to last and this condenser is going to be okay. It'll give me some couple years of life out of this car. If not, then we're just going to get the Megan replacement. So it is available. So we removed it. As you guys can see, the bracket's removed. I'm just about ready to put in the new condenser, which is over here. Let's unbox it and put it in, and then we're gonna go to my mechanic. He'll charge it up and I'll have AC again. Whoop-de-doo. Show you guys in a second. All right, so we mounted it up, the new condenser. The new condenser is already put in. If there's a tip I can give you guys when you're installing it, connect to the refrigerant lines first prior to actually fully mounting this and screwing it up into the actual radiator. The reason I say that is because the coolant lines are a little bit, they're rigid lines. They're not soft lines. So they're at an angle. And the worst thing you want to do is you want to put in the coolant line and cross thread the threads on the actual mounting spots, because this is an aluminum condenser and the aluminum condenser is cast. So you got to be very, very careful when you're connecting these refrigerant lines, that they're nicely tightly sealed. Don't overdo this. You don't want to crack this housing. Just enough that they're nice and tightly sealed for you to make sure that you're not losing any coolant. Obviously There's a little O-ring in there that secures it, but put these in first prior to sort of adjusting and mounting the condenser onto the radiator, and that way it will be a lot easier. We mounted the bracket that we initially removed. It's connected to the refrigerant lines. It's put in, and I'm going to put everything back together, and that's pretty much it. Some of the tough spots you guys might find doing this condenser coil on the Lexus GS. That's all she wrote.